Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. And one of the most important things is that, okay, I'm sad and yet happy of what is happening. So, let's go back in time where Pokemon was good and seen as a fucking good franchise, right? So, Pokemon was good, was bearable, until they went to Switch, where their practices started going downhill fast and annoying. Sword and Shield, everyone knows it. Fucking then Scarlet, Jesus Christ, that was one of the worst fucking games I ever seen. I cannot understand how people are being robbed and still basically being happy with it. So, let's. But that was already talked about. So, Pokemon Legends Arceus. There's the thing. Okay, I did not play the game when it came out. To be honest, I was not even into it because of all the things that were happening on the fucking Pokemon sphere and Nintendo sphere. So with Pokemon Legends AZ or ZA or whatever that name is, the game was so bad that I decided to actually try it and see what the fuzzle was all about, and then play Legends ZA. So Pokemon Legends Arceus. I can say that I was pleasantly surprised. It's still not an excuse. The game is very good. It's basically taking Pokemon as a Monster Hunter type game, where you literally go around, craft things, you basically need to capture Pokemon, and you don't need always to battle. You don't need always to face the enemy like traditional Pokemon forces you to. It's basically all onto you. And to be honest, they literally just give you a lot of options for you to avoid or make sure that you have the highest chance of entering in a battle with sneaking attacks, with basically smoke grenades, with basically stealth items, or even sending a turd onto a Pokemon's face, and they will start getting basically turtled, and then you can go and put a bam on their backs. Try to capture or try to get in battle with advantage. Not only that, you have something that I very much liked. It's sacrificing attack power for speed, or sacrificing speed for more power, and most of the times that basically allows you to customize not only your team and what they do with the movesets, but the battle system becomes more engaging, and you need it to be always on top of the things that are happening in order to get the most out of it. Okay, so yeah, the game is not perfect. The game has a lot of problems. For example, the game in the later stages starts getting a little bit dirty-ish, let's say that, boring, because the only thing that you do is capture Pokemons, or you are forced to capture Pokemon to move on to the next stage. That I don't like it. Okay, I was never about catching them all. For a fact, this game allows you to move through it, capturing the same Pokemon over and over and over and over, but that will be a little bit more... you will take a little bit longer to move on, right? So, yeah, the game kind of forces you to capture them all. So, the thing is that I was never about catching them all. Okay, so I kind of, so that kind of threw me away. But most people like that. All right, fair enough. That's my personal, fucking opinion, right? So another thing that I didn't like is in the later stages of the game begins to be a little bit too patched out. When I say patched out, is that you basically needed to capture rocks, items to craft and basically create Pokeballs, max potions, whatever, Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. The thing that they really failed to make is a streamlined way to do that. So yeah, in the beginning you could just do that, make everything about capturing herbs, rocks, whatever. But then they really needed to make a farm part where you could buy seeds, or by capturing some herbs or some things, you would be or the game would allow you to plant some part of the fucking items that you needed to craft system, or to craft stuff, right? Because in the end, it's really boring. You're just going around and just capturing things, blah 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 blah, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So that is something that I saw in the banana game, or Game Banana, or Mods Banana, or whatever, that they have a mod for that. And a shame, wink wink, that I did not play it on my wink wink, that I didn't play it on my emulator, because Nintendo doesn't like me to have fun with their games, right? So I played on my Nintendo Switch. Was harsh because I saw that the mods that they have for the emulators are very good, and one of them are that farm that I only fucking knew when I finished the game, right? So yeah, another fucking another misstep that they took was that graphical fidelity. One of the things that I will never fucking allow myself to accept is a pure laziness. And the thing that they do here is absolutely a travesty. This game, compared to Zelda, Hustler Chain, Mario Odyssey, whatever, this game absolutely suck the balls, bro. They suck the balls out of the fucking pleasant visual experience. Characters look dated, movements look dated, textures look dated, colors look dated. Yeah, that they could went for this plasticky or very weird shading that they went, but they could actually put effort on the textures, because I do believe that this game art style with their shading is good. I do believe that the shading that this game has, that is a more 2D, 3D shading with flat colors, it's good. I like it. The thing is that everything about it sucks the real balls out of the fucking experience. Kind of looks. It looks plastic. It looks lazy. Like we're seeing on the fucking screen right now, most of the grass textures are just painted on the ground. They didn't even try to make everything look like grass. Imagine this game. Imagine a mod where they actually make this look like Zelda Breath of the Wild. You cannot say that you would not like it. You would like it. You would just praise Pokemon until no belief. And just tell haters, look at this game! Look at this game! So, yeah, graphical fidelity is just one of the worst things that I've ever seen. I don't believe that in the 2000 and... what game... when this shit came out, like 3 years ago, like 2022, maybe 2022, 2021. You basically cannot say that this game or any game that you buy would come out with this graphical fidelity and not be criticized. Most fucking companies that cannot fucking achieve graphical fidelity, they go with a stylized game, right? A stylized game, visual stylized game that will allow people to not care about graphics. So this is one of my biggest grudges on this. So yeah, my review of Legends Arceus is okay, great. Gameplay is very good, it's very addictive. The crafting system is a very good, pleasant come in on this franchise, and I really like the way that the gameplay just moves around. It's not just about battling Pokemon and then capturing, is how you approach the Pokemon in order to battle. And I very much like that thought process. It doesn't excuse it. And most people criticized the graphical fidelity, but because Pokemon, yeah, people just shoved under the ground. And Pokemon sold buckets of this game. So, yeah. So, fast moving forward, we are in 2025, I think. Yeah, 2025. Yes, I still know what time is. Don't give me a budget on that. So you basically were 3 to 4 years without an actual Pokemon game besides Scarlet and Violet. Where, Jesus Christ, okay, moving on, because that game was something else. People were excited that the Pokemon Company, or Game Freak, knew that they couldn't deliver another game, like what they did, right? So, yeah. What they did proceed to fucking do, they proceed not to continue the Legends aesthetic or gameplay, and they decided to revamp completely, putting new graphics that rival Call of Duty, Zelda, that kind of thing. A gameplay that could actually achieve basically what Pokemon should basically always be. They achieved all that, and they made one of the greatest games of all time. And I could say that they achieved better visual, or they actually beat Mozart on what art is, you know. Was very good, was a shit ass, bro, like it was absolute dog water. I think basically people would be better by jumping a bridge than playing that fucking Legends ZA game. They dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball. They basically scrapped everything that made Legend Arceus good. That was the fucking there was the exploration, Pokemon being actual wild Pokemon that basically tried to kill you just because they watched you or saw you. And the gameplay goes from actual delicate mixture of modern 3D stealth gameplay, and where you basically add multiple ways to approach combat to a mobile-ish, lazy slop that you basically just need to mash attacks and attacks. Yeah, because now you don't have PT or PP or whatever the name is. So, okay, I'm not good with names. I'm terrible with names. I suck on names. I basically am a terrible person memorizing names. So, don't go on the comments or just go on the comments and just roast me. Whatever. Okay, I'm fine with that. The new game, they literally tried to make a mobile game that normally is free, and they started charging you literally £70 for a mobile experience, where they literally took everything that made Legends Arceus good, and they stripped it away, and then they added some things there. Okay, I don't even think that they added things, but whatever. So what is happening on the community is an absolutely madness. Like, I never saw Pokemon comedy taking so much heat and Pokemon fans having so much hate thrown their way. It's absolutely madness. Okay, I never thought that Pokemon that is serving Pokemon fans slop and absolutely terrible games since X and Y. That's one of my favorite games of all time from the Pokemon series. Yeah, okay, I never thought they would do that. It doesn't go from only a visual standpoint. The game dropped the ball. They don't have any kind of textures. They're just cubes where they painted some colors on top of the cubes, and then they call it a day. The story is absolutely erroneous. In a franchise where story it's pretty in depth, bro, that a game where challenged what good and evil is. They basically even made a game of a war where most people died and the Pokemon were forced to melt their own bodies and evolve a little bit further. Like, Pokemon is very dark, and some Pokemon stories, like Hypno and that kind of thing, are a little bit of horror stories, where I found myself having nightmares when I discover creepypastas of that kind of shit and that. So, Pokemon always had good stories. Pokemon always allowed us to challenge our own points of views. Basically, they challenged what we believed or we deemed to be reality, and I really appreciated that because like a kid, I never cared about it, but now that I am an adult, I can still play, I can still enjoy those games, and now, added on top, I have an amazing story that I can immerse myself in Legends ZA and even Arceus. I don't really got enticed. It's like they are just not even trying no more, so people are kind of pissed on that. Because the story in ZA, it's like the corporate people that are stealing your money, that are basically making you a slave on contract, and you cannot do anything about it. are the good guys. That's Nintendo for you. That's Nintendo for you. So, yeah. Besides that, okay, I want to talk about the IP. IP being one of the greatest IPs, the richest IPs in the world. You cannot really just expect it to be an indie company, because these games, the games that they serve, are basically like indie. Like, their budget is absolutely erroneous for the money that they will make, or the money that they make on cards, games, series, plushes. I bet there is a fucking brand of Pokemon that sells you pillows of Gardevoir for you to sleep with it. I bet there's something about that, because they monetize everything, and if someone rivals them, copyright, motherfufu. So, yeah, another thing that happens is one of the biggest, richest companies on the whole world cannot deliver you or content or a package that can rival way far less reach, okay, and less successful franchises. I will tell you, like Zelda Breath of the Wild. Okay. I don't like the gameplay. Okay, I don't like anything about that game besides the story. Okay, I'm not a fan of the game. People like it, and that's fine. Their opinion, it's good. But they are eating good. The graphical fidelity, the story, what the game is supposed to deliver, they deliver good, bro. And then we have the biggest IP in the world. We have the company that even if they stopped doing anything, cards, series, games, whatever, what the fuck ever, they would still be the richest company in the world. They don't need to do anything. At this point, Pokemon doesn't need to do anything, and they still will make money. By partnerships, by just allowing other people to use their content, they don't need to do anything. They just could focus themselves on making an actual AAA game with the budget they have, and they would actually make a good game. They just focus on the games, because at this point they don't need to do anything else, right? So that's the point. And then they sue Palworld. Okay, I played Palworld. It's not a game that I really like as well. It is Pokemon with games, with guns, and it's fun for a while. But then the thing that the game is actually for is for people that like to create bases. They like to. Okay, they like survival games, basically. They like survival games, and that is the niche that game is tapping on, with a color palette of Pokemons, monster tamers, kind of thing. So they basically went after that, saying that they were copying them, and they patent a game mechanic that all games uses, that is riding a fucking animal. And ZA, they didn't even fucking use that fucking game mechanic. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit pissed. Yes. So yeah. Okay, this is a rant because yeah. Okay, I played Legends Arceus, and it was kind of good. Okay, I saw potential. I saw what they were trying to do, and with a little bit more budget, with a little bit using a little bit more of the billions of dollars they have in their fucking pockets, they could actually make a good game. Okay, I thought. And then I remember that Legends ZA is a thing. And I don't believe that... I do believe that the fans that are still protecting this franchise are the thing that is allowing Pokemon Company to sell an absolutely disgusting of a product and still make marketing profits of it. You basically will not go to a store and buy a washing machine and literally basically buy that washing machine, go home, try to work it, and it just works and it just works sometimes. It doesn't work at all. Or you basically wash, or you pay for the washing machine, but for the washing machine to work, you need to pay more $30 for the software. You would be pissed. You would be pissed with that, will you? You would return it and you would say, hey, fuck you. Allow me to get my money back because I will buy an actual fucking washing machine that respects my money and respects quality, right? Great. And that's how normally fucking people work. But gamers, games are basically the worst in terms of self-respect. They basically can be sold slop, and the people selling the slop saying that you are the best, you are the one, we love you, and they will still just suck their... I cannot say the word, but you know the word that I'm saying, right? So, yeah, my example was pretty good, though, I think. Yeah, like, this is a rant about one of my favorite franchises, okay, of all time. Like, I even played Pokemon Park, bro. Like, Pokemon Park is one of my favorite games of all time, where I really thought Pokemon was about to enter, because that shit was insane. Like, you had actual movement, you could actually just dodge and attack, was an actual real-time action gameplay. And Pokemon Arceus was a little bit of an JRPG, kind of, with turn-based gameplay, blah blah blah. But bro, like, I'm a very good, I'm a long-time fan of Pokemon. I kind of played all of the games, besides the first ones. Okay, I started being a fan on, I think it was on the Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. Is still one of the greatest stories that Pokemon, or not greatest stories, like, they furthered the Pokemon universe so much in that game that actually just made me wow. Like, it was so good. So good. And seeing what this franchise just fell from grace, it's sad, bro. It's sad. Okay, I played Pokemon Park. I played Pokemon in the Black and White, where, bro, it's a shame. I do believe that this franchise has so much to offer. Like, Game Freak created one of the most profitable brands of all time, and this is not just because they created. They are set in a gold mine, and they just needed to care. And the game and the Pokemon fans that actually are protecting laziness, that in no other place in this fucking gaming sphere or in other industry would be bearable. Nobody who would fucking accept that. They still protect it, and games are supposed to be fun, yeah. But when the company is robbing you from your money, when they are taking all the fucking choices to basically make your experience more harder than better, okay, I think that we have a problem. Day 1 DLC, basically a gameplay where most of their past games, okay, did it better. Basically animations where literally games on the Wii did a better job on. Pokémon Coliseum, for example, one of my favorite games on the Wii, did it better, bro. And the people are still protecting because they are locked in the nostalgia of what Pokemon was. Is sad. Okay, I'm a fan of Sonic. I'm a fan of Tekken, and I stopped playing Tekken. I refute what they are doing with my franchise, with what made Tekken great. Okay, I stopped playing Sonic because I don't believe in the vision that Sonic team is having. Okay, and I'm not doing this because of hate and I'm a grifter. I'm doing this because I love the franchise. And I just want to see the franchises I love. The franchises I grown to love and okay, I grow up with. To basically be better. To basically achieve what they actually are supposed to achieve. Greatness. Yeah, it's a shame seeing what Pokemon could have been and what they are, basically. Okay, I think that okay, I think that I ramble a lot for now. So, yeah.